All right, we are live with this week's Common Grounds Artist Spotlight with Dom Cours. I'm your host, Chris Greenfield, tonight, and we will be speaking and listening to my buddy, Dom. Me and Dom go, man, it's been a long time now. We're at 14 years knowing each other, something like that, 2006, 2005.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2005. Yeah, man, it's been 15 years almost that we've known each other in one way or fashion.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
Back in 2005, I met Dom. We were both in Bravo Company 1-8 Cav, back in the first Cav division at Fort Hood, Texas, doing a train up. We were actually in the same platoon for maybe like 3 months. We were actually in the same platoon when you first got there, something like that.
Yeah, I remember I came from first platoon to second platoon, and then they moved me back to first.
You got back. Yeah. So, real quick shout out tonight to our sponsor, roastersmarketplace.com. They offer over 100 varieties of fresh roasted coffee from over 15 roasters across the country. If you're looking to get into small batch coffee, it's an amazing website. We've got some really, really good stuff on there. We've got beans from the Congo, Ethiopia, Sumatra, Papua New Guinea, Costa Rica, you name it, and it's on our website live. We've got a couple of your fans have already purchased coffee from me, Dom. So
That's
a
awesome.
pretty cool thing that Jimmy, I believe is his name.
Oh, Jimmy coffee. Yeah.
Yeah. Jimmy messaged me and says, he's like, where's the show at? Where's it going? I was like, YouTube. It's going to be on YouTube. We don't have anything going on actually live, but maybe one day we can do it. So Dom, I've already kind of let the cat out of the bag about you being a vet, but give me a little bit of history before that, if you want to, your time in service and what you've been doing since you got out and when you got out.
Yeah. So, I did 8 years. I was from, let me make sure my math's correct. Graduated 03, went in 2 weeks after that, and then got out April 2011. And it was like 7 years, 11 months or something like that. But
3 days, 36 hours, and
yeah, right.
4 seconds, right?
But my first deployment was with First ID, and then my second two were with Bravo Company 1-8. And and then once I got out, I tried to do the whole. It's funny. I tried to do the whole music thing and just like crashed and burned. I didn't have the common sense I needed to, or the drive to do the business end of the aspect. I just kind of wanted to get out there and play. Yeah, I ran into like tons of problems because I remember one time there was one place I went in to go talk to the manager to see about booking me there, and they ended up hiring me as a dishwasher. So yeah, that happened. And eventually I gave up on that, and I went and I worked at a rock quarry for a little while, and then I got into the whole CrossFit thing, and then the strongman thing, and then I moved out to the country, and me and my wife went to go to dance hall, Copeland Inn and Dance Hall, and we saw some guy up there with an acoustic guitar, and he was playing jukebox tunes, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna give that a shot again. I bet I could do something like that. Turns out, suck at jukebox tunes. Yeah.
When was that transition? How long ago did you start doing that?
Say about 3-4 years now. Yeah, I think that's about when I started picking it up and just started snowballing. Like soon after I picked it up, I realized how underprepared I was. So I went and I burned my entire GI Bill at the Berkeley Online College Music, and that was godsend. That put me way ahead. And they offer a discount too to vets. So
nice.
A little shout out. It's like a 25% discount off their tuition, and that applies before they tackle on your GI Bill.
Nice. So from there, when did you start doing the cigar box guitars? When did you start building your own guitars?
Oh yeah, yeah. I build my own guitars. That was, Jesus, I don't know, but let's see. Give you a little tour. I'll show you all the ones I made. So that one, that's my first like guitar I kind of worked on. And then the first guitar I ever built was that one. And that one's made out of it's some kind of like wall paneling I found on this old shack out in the woods. And then that's one I put together. That's one I put together. That Strat in the corner is one I built from scratch. And so I got a couple more. This one, everybody's favorite. This is my license plate guitar. This is made from scratch. It's got like real pretty, like curly maple, like neck, Texas 1955 unissued license plate. It's got its own beer bottle opener.
That comes in handy.
Pickups, 3-way switch, does the whole thing. And then made this one out of a whiskey barrel lid and some mahogany. And this I built from scratch too. People don't believe me when I tell them it, but yeah.
That's cool, man. You gotta document some of that. Put it on. I'm sure there's people already doing it on YouTube, but
oh yeah, they're way better at it than me.
Yeah,
but I tried to do like some documentation of my build, and I don't pay enough attention to what I'm doing when I'm also trying to run a camera at the same time. And I also like to listen to music because it takes a while. So I'm out there listening to music and recording at the same time. And like YouTube flagged me for copyright
infringement. Yeah.
I wasn't making any money on it because I had like 5 streams or something. So it didn't really matter. But yeah. So I don't have any plans to build anymore right now. I might in the future, but it'll just be a wild hair.
Yeah.
Something I do for fun.
So describe, if anybody's listened to the podcast audience that I've got out there, I've used one of your tracks for intro and outro music now for the last couple podcasts. It's on there. When I first launched, you very nicely let me use one of your tracks. I'd have to pull it up and see which one it was. I think that was the background back in. I got it right here. Hold on. Music, sounds. I think it might have been a part of Let It Rain that I was using, but Reverie is what I'm using now. Is that how you say it? Reverie? Yeah. And so those are all originals. Those are so not only are you, I mean, you're a singer songwriter, you're writing your own stuff.
That's so I started writing songs when I was 12, and I did it when I was in the Army. Let It Rain, I wrote in the last deployment with 1-8. I remember I was sitting outside my chew, and Lovenberg walks over, and he's like, "You should probably pull that guitar inside because it looks like it's about to rain." And I wrote Let It Rain, and I didn't want to go back inside my chew. It was gross in there.
Yeah. And that was when we were at, well, where were y'all at for, that was 09? Was that 09 when we were over there? And you were down on, what was that fob with us? Or were you up at Loyalty? Not Loyalty, but man, that's how long ago it was. I forgot all the names of the places. You were down with the main body. Yeah, you were at the COP, right?
Yeah. About like Mick, I want to say McHenry.
McHenry. Yeah, McFunry. There we go. Yeah, that was a fun time.
Yeah.
So I didn't even know. I think it was because we're in different platoons, and for those people, for those people that aren't familiar with the military, sometimes when you're on 2 separate schedules, that your entire life revolves around 2 separate I mean, we were attached to a different company even in 2009. So it was, I might see you once a week, but I had no idea that you wrote music even or played a guitar. Not until, you're all of a sudden, got the hair and the beard going, and you're up on stage and running around Austin, Texas, putting out songs. So it was a blast of reality to me that I was like, man, I don't even know this dude. Like, who is that? So we're about 10 minutes in. We're about 10 minutes in now. So what's the first song you're going to play tonight?
Well, I think we'll work with Reverie, since we were talking about that one. All right. So this one, it's named Reverie. I wrote it. I came up with the idea to write it when I was driving home from a show we were playing at Catemcy Rocks, which is out near Mason, Texas. So it was a good 3-hour drive from my place, and we stopped playing at like midnight. So I was just driving through, and the deer were in rut, and it was real dangerous, kind of a drive, and it just, I don't know, kind of sparked something in me, made me want to write a song. So sing good night and rest well. And pray that the starlight will guide me through hell. Yeah, I know that this road is long and rough, but the world says gotta try. And I know that I don't miss much, but I miss her tonight. Yeah, I miss her tonight. So take this road and let's pay down some memories. No, I ain't lived much, but living I've done, it's been bittersweet. Dreaming about heartache and love, it's real. To live in me. I ain't lost, but there's nothing I can give it dear. And the third on the road says there's just a little bit of hell in my feet. So I drove through that twilight and the moon glowing night to see her glow, love and shine. So take this road and let's pay out some memories. Yeah, I know I ain't lived much, but the living I've done has been bittersweet. Dreaming about heartache and love, it's a real. Oh, it's a memory.
You can hear the crowd in the background is just
Oh,
going
yeah.
crazy for you. Yeah, man. Excellent job, dude. Back in back in the day when I was a little bit more wild and carefree, I was hardcore into Texas country, man. And
Yeah.
I met this little local girl from Conroe, Texas, and one of the first things she sent me in Iraq was, man, I think it wasn't a CD. I think it was actually an iTunes playlist, and it was full of Texas country. And she had pretty good taste in music, so I decided a couple years later to marry her. But she's got a pretty good history, and I'm not going to talk about her adventures at Willie Nelson concerts or anything right now because she's probably watching. But oh, there she is. She's on watching right now. She's like, "Where do you find your inspiration to write your songs?"
Everywhere. I keep a list on my phone, and anytime anything pops up, something somebody says in a movie, something one of my friends say. Sometimes when I sit down to write, I'll kind of wait for the music to inspire me. I know that probably makes the least sense of everything. I try to sit down and write every day. So if I just waited for the inspiration to hit me, I would be staring at like blank paper all the time. So I source it anywhere I can get it. Anytime I hear anything or just think of something that kind of piques my interest, I'll take it. I'll scour the internet too. If I can't find something that hits me, one of the things I do is I'll go on Amazon.com to the book section under the drama, and I'll just look at book titles until something hits me. That's one way. What else is there? TV show titles, stuff like that, and anything, anywhere I can get it. Other people's lyrics. I don't steal them, but sometimes they say something that piques my interest, and I think of a different way. Maybe I could dive into that.
We got this question goes back to a little bit ago. On this is from James Cunningham. He said, "Did you carve the wood on the guitars, or did you piece it all together?"
So the ones I say I like this one, I bought a kit. I didn't feel like building a guitar from scratch, so that one I pieced together. That one I did everything. They were just blank pieces of wood, and I glued it together and carved it. And
is it the kind of people? Does it work like the songs? Do you just get the inspiration to, I'm going to get me a 1955 farm only license plate and build a guitar around it? Is that what happens? Or
so that one, actually, I had a buddy of mine. He owns, what is the name of it? He owns this drum company where he builds these suitcase drums. Now, I know you can't see where I'm pointing, but I am pointing at it, and it has the matching license plate on the suitcase drum as like one of the symbols. Here, I can.
Yeah.
See it.
Everybody wants to see the drum now. Okay.
That's about the best thing I can do without getting up and dragging it out.
Yeah, no, you're good, dude. Do you play the drums too, or is that somebody else's kit that they're?
That's my wife, but we use it for rehearsals and stuff like that all the time. She barely plays it, so it still gets used though.
It's good. It's good. Where are you located at now, man? So people,
Texas right now.
Okay.
Just east of Austin.
Yeah, I broke my motorcycle broke down there one time. Yeah, long story on that one. Anthony Hawley came and picked me up. He was in living just north of Austin and came and picked me up after my bike broke down there in Elgin. But yeah, you've been around that part of the country for a long time, right?
Yeah, I grew up just south of where I'm at now, and when we left Austin, we were looking for an affordable place to live, and we saw around Austin there's affordable places to live.
Yeah,
and we got our home, which is an old old farmhouse, like old. It's like 120 years old. And we bought it, and it came with 2 acres of land, and it cost us the same as renting a duplex in Austin. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's pretty nice making that move.
Yeah, I bet we'd always, if traffic wasn't crazy around here, you know, you keep on moving out and moving out, and
Right.
Houston's just growing and growing and growing and crazy. But we've lived in the same area here in the Woodlands and Spring for, wow, going on 7, 8 years now, 7, something like that. I don't know. 2013 is when I got out. Uh, Back to some more questions there from the crowd. Um, how did you find a balance between creative process in making your music and the business process of marketing yourself and your brand? Because,
So
man,
both, yeah, both require creativity. Um,
yeah,
you have to think of, first you have to be empathetic to the people who are actually listening to your music, or people that you want to listen to your music, and then you have to kind of come across in a way that gets their interest, and you have to put it in their face all the time without um, looking like a sleazy salesman.
yeah.
You can't just be like, buy my new single, buy my new single.
Buy my coffee. Speaking of which, this show is brought to you by roastersmarketplace.com. But that's how it is, man. I mean, that's the business part about it is, you know, I'm here trying to do this, trying to do the podcast, trying to get my message out. And it's like, okay, I need to sit down and do an ad set. Okay, I don't have the creativity for it for right now because I'm already burnt out because I'm doing this and I'm doing that. And then you turn around and, oh, well, I've got orders coming in and I need to get my tax information done. And it's just a constant. If it's a one-man show,
Oh yeah.
it's,
Yeah, I know how you feel, because like it's the same thing on the business end of the music. Because you know, I had to write all the stuff down, because otherwise I forget. I had to do the marketing. I have to research the market and figure out like what are successful ways that people are doing this, and then kind of branch off of that. I have to do all the booking. Every show I play requires me usually to call or email or go in person. And then hope that they respond positively to it. And once we play there, usually they'll book us again. So that's nice. But every time, but we're like the Dom Cours and Company, the band thing's only been doing it for 5 months now. So it's like every single place takes an incredible amount of time for me to book. And then organizing and doing like the human resources, making sure everything in the band is going smoothly, making sure I'm working with everybody's schedule properly. I can't just like book a show and then send it out to the guys and be like, hey, we're playing here. Because I need to know whether or not they're actually free that day.
yeah.
Usually not a problem. Well, it wasn't until recently, but that's not something I'm going to get into.
So give a shout out. Who all's in your band right now? If you want to.
Kim Keys is my bass player, and we are currently auditioning a new drummer.
Okay. Awesome.
And then, then you got, your standard stuff, tracking finances, exploring revenue streams, stuff like that. Because you can't sell music. Nobody buys really music. And when they do, you get like, it's like, for example, if you stream one of my songs, I get 0.0008 cents for that stream. If you purchase it, I get, I think it's 90 cents on the dollar, I want to say. And so I withdrew all of my money last December. So at the beginning of this year, I've only made $2 off of my music sales. You can sell like a copy of your CD at like a venue. So that's actually way better. But then you also have to invest in getting an album cut, which can cost anywhere from $2,000 to $4,000, and then you have to spend another $500 getting it like printed, but you don't want to spend that little because you just invested $2,000 to $4,000 getting it recorded and mastered and all that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. That's one of the things, back in the day, I think my headset's dying here, so I'm going to try to end up getting some stuff plugged in while I'm talking about this. But, I used to have folders and folders of music, you folder, you hey, move those out of the seat, or a disc changer in the car. And then we went to MP3s, and then you had all the, thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of songs, MP3s. And now at this point, I just stream everything on my phone through Amazon. It's just
same here.
I don't even buy an album. I pay a monthly fee to Amazon, and then I'll listen to whatever's coming on, or I'll be listening to podcasts. It's a total thing. Yeah, it's totally different world.
The way the market is now. Before, I would say, before the physical copies of like CDs and vinyls and stuff like that, everybody made their money playing shows. And now that the internet has kind of taken over distribution of actual music, it went back there. Like we're back to everybody's making money playing shows. But there's different revenue options out there for musicians too. There's like, if you can get like a decent YouTube channel, that's not a bad way to do it. That's something I'm trying to work on right now. So everybody come, follow me on YouTube.
I'll put the link up there. Yeah. Dom Cours. I'll actually pull that up during your next song, and I'll have that link for you. That way people can go there and subscribe to your channel, man. But yeah, it's hard. It's definitely, and then everybody wants to help you do hashtags and tags, and that's a whole nother science to get in on it. You tag
rhythm.
Yeah, that's a whole nother deal. But if you're steady at it, you're dedicated. I've got a buddy who he's got Active Self-Protection, I think is his YouTube channel. And years ago he started, he had 30 subscribers, and now he's silver level YouTube, 500,000 subscribers or something like that. And if he Googled his name wouldn't even pop up. And now he just types it in, and there's all the different tags that he's worked on years and years and years and years to get. It's right there. And it's talking about average YouTube channel that has over 1 million subscribers, has over 3,000 videos on it. That their channel has 3,000 videos. It's crazy, man.
That's awesome.
It's crazy. Yeah,
I think I have like 20 videos, and I got 54 subscribers. That's pretty cool.
You got me beat, dude. I'm sitting at 45 or 46, I think. So it's a work in progress for sure.
Yeah, you have to be consistent with it. I see growth. It's just slow, and
it builds.
Yeah, you just have to build it. From what I understand, once you hit like 1,000, the YouTube algorithm kind of gives you a push.
Yeah.
And same thing, they give you a bigger push once you hit 10,000, so on and so forth.
Yeah, and it's really the really cool hits are those organic hits that you didn't actually, you didn't send them to the channel. That's what I'm always looking at is, my organic hits. How'd somebody find me? Where'd it come from? It's the fact that I tagged a French press in this video or something. It's not music, it's coffee, but it's awesome. So back to the music, and then everybody, most of the people watching probably know us in one shape or form. And I don't know if anybody's caught it, but we both got Legion 8 t-shirts on tonight, and that was not planned at all. But
not at all.
That goes back to one, it being a huge part of my life, but also a huge part of my wardrobe is Legion 8 t-shirts. It just got them for a long time. But that brings into one topic, and if you want to touch on it, you can. If you don't want to touch on it, your military experience and what we dealt with when we were in and after that, and now, how has that affected your songwriting? And do you feel any? Does it have any therapeutic value to you when you get on here and you go play a song, you go play a show, or you just sit and jam out by yourself, or however?
I mean, it's basically like a sit and meditate kind of thing when I'm noodling, or as you said, just sit and jam out. It helps me clear my head, I guess. I guess a couple years after I got out, I finally went to the VA, and I had them check me out, and they sent me to a bunch of doctors all around Austin, and found out I have TBI. Just go figure. I think I got, like, I was sitting in a vehicle. Thank God, never a scratch, but the vehicle itself was hit by, I've been in 10 of them, 10, yeah, that many. And when I sat down to take my little TBI test, it's like a color sheet. It's got like animals and words and stuff on it. And you're supposed to be able to remember the words, and I couldn't remember any of the words. And the guy's like, "You can't remember any of them?" And yeah, so sorry, that was my computer.
You're good.
So yeah, he told me I had the like active memory of a 60-year-old, and he sent the VA a request for follow-ups, and the VA denied all my follow-ups. But they gave me like 10% or something.
Yeah.
That's honestly been my biggest challenge. I can't remember my own lyrics. Like it's a struggle for me. I have to have everything organized and written down, and scheduled out. Otherwise, I know for sure, like, I would miss shows if I didn't like have it scheduled and have a reminder on my phone and all that. But the music thing is actually, I feel like it's strengthened my memory, or forced me to kind of like find different ways to approach that situation. So like, one of the things I do, I stole this from Robert Downey Jr., is I'll take like all the words from my song, and I'll just write the first letter. I don't know how to hold this thing.
You're good, dude.
Yeah, I'll write the first letter of all the words, and then I'll have like a little study card. I kind of thought this question was going to pop up, so I had them ready. But I have a little study card, and every day I'll sit down and I'll have to read through my little study cards just to make sure I can remember my lyrics. And when you're playing like the 3 and 4 hour sets, I have to have the lyrics up there with me. But when I'm doing like an original show, or like like we have an original show coming up next month, for a battle of the bands at Buck's backyard. And that one, I'm not going to be up there with a phone in my face, like reading the lyrics off the phone. It's an hour and 45-minute set. It's 23 songs. I should be able to do that one off.
Wow.
So yeah.
I'd have to go back, and if that was me, I'd have to play something like from 1999 or 2000 to 2004. Like all those old songs. It's like the song popped up today. I was listening to a Houston hard rock station here that I get every once in a while when the wind's blowing right. And a Korn song from Follow the Leader came out. And I was like, dude, I was in high school. I was a senior in high school when that album came out, and I know all the words on it, but I can't tell you a new song. I can just.
Well, we only do old songs anyway. So
yeah.
When we do covers, we pull from the most obscure place we can. And we try to do covers that other people don't do, with the exception of a few. Like, we're in Texas, so we do like a kind of a Southern rock bluesy thing. So it's real, it'd be bad if we didn't do some Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Yeah. You get ran out of Texas. Yeah. ZZ Top. You've thrown some ZZ Top up on there. Dusty, I think he lives here in the Woodlands. I actually, when I was working at Best Buy, he goes in, and he's a big electronics dude. Apparently his house is just decked out from ZZ Top, and
nice.
He's local to us here. We got a couple other venues, man. You should check out Dosey Dos, you know, that they're local here. They do a big thing. They're always having music and artists and stuff come in. And Dosey Dos, yeah, they're like a music cafe or something. But yeah, I'm just, you know, I'd love to go to. I think we went to a Texas Country Music Festival a couple of years ago, like last year. But yeah, that with two toddlers, that doesn't happen much at all anymore.
Yeah.
So we've been let's get back into a song. What's our next song on the agenda for tonight?
So I was gonna do Captivation. So this is the brand new one. It's coming out in 5 days.
Okay, awesome. World premiere here, exclusive.
Yeah. The trouble with this song, I'll lay this out, is that I wrote it on an electric. I wrote it for playing with the band, and today I was trying to rework it so it would sound right on acoustic. I was trying to get the sound system to work with my guitar, and I just didn't want to have to hook up like an extra mic and all that.
Okay.
And I didn't have the band backing me, so it's just weird.
So if is there a drum solo where you're just going to sit there and?
No. I got it.
Okay. Awesome.
I figured it out on acoustic, but I'm not very practiced on it.
Awesome. Well, we're excited. We've got 6 people watching, a pretty active commentary group here. So I'm going to go ahead and remove myself, and you have the stage, sir.
All right. Situation. He didn't love you no more. You're gonna fall to pieces. You're gonna fall to the floor. You wanna dry your eyes. I hold you through the night. You'll be my one only captivation. Yeah, you're a lovely little breeze. You set my heart on fire. I want some of you to squeeze. I want some of you to admire. You wanna dry your eyes. I'll hold you through the night. You'll be my one and only captivation. My only captivation. Don't cry because he ain't worth your love. He come begging you, please. Baby, don't give in. He ain't worth the sin. Open your eyes and see. You'll be my one and only captivation. Only captivation. My only captivation. Hell yeah.
Don't want to clap into my mic, but that was awesome, man. Awesome job. Awesome.
Thanks.
I popped in a link for your channel in the comments so everybody can find that, and I'm fixing to post our live feed up on YouTube here. For people who don't know, YouTube and Facebook, they don't get along very well. And,
oh, really?
Yeah. So that automatically squashes it anytime you put a link up to YouTube on Facebook. Facebook will put that down. So whenever you're posting later on, make sure you post a Facebook version of the video later. That's why we're broadcasting on both YouTube and Facebook. So
Gotcha.
they don't like the algorithm. They don't like people leaving Facebook to go watch something on YouTube. So that's why we're broadcasting on both. But those numbers count for you so much more on YouTube than they do on Facebook.
Yeah.
But it's everybody's. I'm going to pull up. We've got hands. I want to show these. We've got a whole crew of sharp dressed guys there. There's Rent watching. We got Jimmy's watching. Jimmy Carr, he's watching. Jimmy says he commented earlier, but he ordered some Texas coffee from us a couple weeks ago. He said he loved that. But man, that's just awesome that what you're doing. It just I've never been musically inclined whatsoever. I like it. I listen to music. If I wasn't so into podcast and listening to podcast about podcast right now, I'd listen to. I'm way more into rock than I am now than I was into Texas country, but at least it bleeds over. Like James was saying earlier. A lot of us grew up listening to classic rock. That's what our parents listened to, and it's still, you can at least still find a classic rock station anywhere you go in this country, pretty much, if you're listening to the radio, and you're going to hear some good stuff. Because if you're trying to listen to mainstream music, it's not really my cup of tea most of the time. And then there's the Buzz radio station here in Houston that's just, it feels like it's straight out of 1999 and early 2000s, and they're still playing I don't even know what, just stuff that shouldn't be playing on the radio anymore. But when you're jamming out, when you're listening to other people, what are you listening to?
I listen to a lot of blues. Some of my favorite artists to listen to is I love Joe Bonamassa. If we're not talking classics, if we're talking kind of people who are releasing new stuff right now, I'd say Joe Bonamassa for sure. Then there's this cat out of Canada. His name's Joey Landreth, not to be confused with Sonny Landreth. There's no relation, except they both play killer slide guitar, and he was a huge inspiration. I actually got to sit in with a lesson with him at one point, and that was really cool. And then there's Samantha Fish. If you haven't listened to Samantha Fish, she's amazing. She does like this kind of a cross between like country and blues, and she really kills it. And rock and roll too. She kick ass. Great show to watch too. Let's see, Tyler Bryant and the Shakedown. Then there's Jared James Nichols. He's kick-ass guitarist. I love listening to him. And then as far as country goes, on the country side of things, I'm really into, like, I know Sturgill Simpson didn't release a country album on his last one, but I love his stuff. So Sturgill Simpson, there's Tyler Childers, Colter Wall, Chris Stapleton, those guys. That kind of the non-Nashville kind of guys.
Yeah.
Really were. Josh Morningstar, that's another guy y'all should look out for. He's not from Texas, but he comes down here and plays all the time. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll listen. Other than that, I'll listen to anything. I'll listen to Billie Eilish. I like listening to just different types of music all the time, just because I know there's probably gonna be a comment pop up on that one, but I like listening to it because you never know where you're gonna hear something that you can learn from.
Yeah,
and it doesn't have to be country music to learn something new.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. even a different beat will give you. I mean, I'm sure inspiration to be like, like I like that. I like how that rhythm is or that riff, and people have been doing that for. There's only so many notes, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Stacy, there we go.
Oh, Stacy. Hey, Stacy, how you doing? Thank you so much.
Awesome. So for podcast listeners, I'm going to read it. It's from Stacy Foster on YouTube. It says, "Hi, I've been watching, but just now logged into YouTube. Wow, Dom, you are so talented." So that's awesome. That's awesome. And then we've got Stacy saying music is trans genre. Yeah, it definitely is. It definitely is. It definitely is.
That's without blues and vice versa.
Oh yeah, one of the coolest places back in the day when I was running around still, Bill Street, man, Memphis in May. There's some awesome shows that go on. Don't leave Bill Street, but there's some awesome shows. We definitely one of the things that we want to get back into doing here later on after the babies get old enough to fend for themselves and do some stuff is see some more live music, because it's fun, man. And you ain't got to go get all crazy. It's just no stage diving and getting 10 staples in the back of my head anymore at a Dropkick concert. But anyway, I don't know when that would have happened. But
too old for that stuff now.
Yeah, really, really too old for it. So I'm going to get at least one or two more songs out of you if you got it. What can we listen to next so everybody can hear?
Let's see. So this is one after Bob passed. Me and Flo, we were driving back from. Check my tune in real quick. Yeah, close enough. We were driving back from Ohio, and we had dropped off Walden and then Jack, and then we hit Alabama, and it was a sad time, and I was kind of in the I was kind of in I wouldn't call it like a dark space. I really wasn't, but I was in I didn't know how to. I didn't even know how to put it in words back then, so I wrote a song. But essentially, the song's about trying to go through hard times. It's called Alabama Rain. And what happened was we hit the Alabama state line. Right as we hit it, there's this huge thunderstorm, and it was just crashing and burning all over us. And trees were falling down. Me and Flo tried to stop at this gas station and try to sit it out. And anytime we could get some signal to pull up like a radar or anything, that the whole state was just covered. And it was lightning. At one point, lightning hit right across the street from us. So we decided we were just going to have to drive through it. And sure enough, it was raining all the way up to the Mississippi line. And right once we crossed into the Mississippi line, it was blue skies until we got home. See if I can play this and play the right chords. Bama Mountains home, me on my way. Thunder whispers times of hell that I must pay. Yeah, I know that home is through them storms, and that's where my baby waits. So I drove in on through the Alabama rain. Time is wasted here if I stay. Dreams as it slips away. Yeah, I know that home is through them storms, and that's where my baby waits. So I drove it on through that Alabama rain. Heaven sheds its tears, I'll be shifting gears, and the trees begin to break, and my wheels begin to shake. I drove it on through that Alabama rain. Mississippi line comes at me first, and all skies open up with class. Yeah, I know that home was through them storms, that's where my baby waits. So I drove it on through the Alabama rain. I drove it on through the Alabama rain. Yeah, thank you.
It's great job, man. I remember when you posted that up there a few weeks. I think you did it a few weeks after Bob passed. You posted that up. That's a good song, man.
Thanks. Yeah, it's, I don't know. I never felt like I've written songs for pretty much everybody, like everybody who's gone. Basically, I just don't feel comfortable putting them out.
Yeah.
But really, like, it's more like a coping mechanism, I guess. Just trying to like think through it, and so being able to write it out and express myself that way kind of helps me get it. That one, it wasn't so much about Bob as it was about like why, I guess. And I was trying to look for the answer of like what do you do when life's hard? Is that hard? And so that was the rainstorm there over Alabama. It was kind of a metaphoric approach to it. You have to, simple answers, you have to just keep going.
Yeah, keep on driving.
Yeah.
Keep on driving. Good song, good message, man. Good song.
Thanks.
So I'm going to back up a couple questions here. If somebody was wanting to find, do you actually have physical albums, or just everything on?
Yeah. If you want physical albums, you have to come to the show. Also, you can just pay me shipping and I'll send it out to you as soon as I can. I think shipping for these things are like $3. I did that after my last album release. I think I've got about 15 of them left. We're probably not going to do another physical album for a little while. those are all my acoustic stuff. If you want the band stuff, it's all going to be online. But what I'm going to do instead is I've been handwriting, as we were talking about that memory thing, as like a way to kind of get two birds stoned at the same time.
Yeah.
I've been handwriting these books with all of my songs, and so those are going to be, I'm not done yet. Those are going to be available at shows, and I'm gonna put my sticker on here and everything. It's gonna look real sweet.
Well, your next one you get physical album, you'll have to get us some, and we'll put it up on the Roasters Marketplace store.
Awesome.
Or send it out there with orders somehow. It's kind of weird. I don't do anything. I'm not. I don't even. This is the only inventory I have in the house. I don't have inventory. Everything. Actually, one of my roasters right now is watching. We got Fuzzy Monkey, Doug Simmons in the house. He's watching from Pennsylvania right now.
Wow.
That's
Meet you, Doug.
He's one of my loyal fans and roasters. And
Awesome.
so it's kind of weird, man. Now you don't physical copies of stuff, if you don't have to have physical copies of it or actually have stuff in inventory, is so, shipping. If you're not making more money than it costs to print it, then why print it and hold on to it when it's just gathering dust somewhere? That's the crazy thing. It's hats and t-shirts are the same way now. It's crazy how stuff works. But
that shop I was telling you. So it's almost done, everybody. But there's a shop. It's hold on. Yeah. Threadless. I have a shop on Threadless that I'm putting merch out on. I'm just waiting for to finish publishing it, and it'll be up.
Cool, man.
It's just Dom Cours. So I think it's Threadless / Dom Cours.
Yeah, when you get done here, send me an email with different links and stuff, and I'll put them all in the tags and everything on this video, so you can come back and comment back. And I'm going to throw Doug back up here. Doug says, "Love the sound. Acoustic sets are my favorite." Yeah, I'm right there with you. So what do you got coming out? You got your single coming out in a couple of days that we already heard.
Mm-hmm. After that, it'll probably be about another 6 weeks before I drop something new, 6 to 8 weeks. And that's going to be a surprise. And then basically expect a single every 6 to 8 weeks. There's a reason I do that as opposed to releasing an album. And the reason is because if you want to build a fan base on like Spotify and YouTube, you have to keep traction that's consistent.
Mm-hmm.
So if you do an album and then wait 2 years before you drop something else, your fan base just disappears in that 2-year time frame. And you'll have to rebuild from the beginning. As opposed to if you release a single at a time, kind of spread out throughout the year, by the time you get there, it'll by the time you get to the point where you do want to release an album, then you'll have a fan base that actually makes it worth spending the money on.
Yeah.
If you're brand new and you've got like your friends and family and that's all who's buying your stuff, it's great, but you're still looking at, $4,000 plus whatever it costs to have the things printed.
Yeah.
About $500 to $1,500, depending on how much and whatnot.
I feel you. And I get excited every time somebody places an order and I don't know their name.
Yeah, right.
You come through. Somebody likes your video or something that you don't know their name. You don't know who they are. You can't connect the dot. Then
something's working. Yeah,
something's working.
Something's working. So one more song to leave us out on. You got one more in you?
Yeah, I'm gonna play a blues one. This is an old Lightning Hopkins song. I just want to play some blues.
Yeah, here we go.
This one's called "Bring Me My Shotgun," and it's not a lover song. Somebody bring me my shotgun. Oh, I'm about to start shooting again. Somebody bring me my shotgun. I'm about to start shooting again. Oh, I'm gonna shoot my own woman. She been messing around with too many men. Somebody bring me my shotgun. Oh, in a pocket full of shells. Oh, somebody bring me my shotgun. Yeah, in a pocket full of shells. Oh, I'm gonna shoot my own woman. Throw it down in that deep dug well. She said, Lightning, you ain't gonna shoot me. And I just dare you to try. She said, Lightning, you ain't gonna shoot me. Oh, and I just dare you to try. Oh, said the only reason I don't shoot you, little woman, my doggone shotgun just won't fire.
Awesome, man. Awesome. I love old blues, old style blues guitar, man. I love it. Good job. Good job. Soulful, gritty. Just love it, man. Good job. Good job.
Thank you.
Very, very talented artist. Very good job. Thanks for coming on, man. I really, really appreciate it. We're going to have to get together sometime, especially if you come down to Houston, or if you've got another single coming out here in 6 weeks. Hit me up. We'll do this again, man. We don't have to do it an hour. We can play a couple songs and drink a beer together or something and share it. You know, I'm here to share everybody's story, and through that, it gets the word out about my company as well. But if I can help help my brothers and friends and family members and people I don't even know already signing up to get on the podcast. All the better. It's I really appreciate what you're doing, and the music's awesome, and you've taken your energy and put it to good use. You've put your creative, there's so much stuff that we get. I don't know what that was. There are velociraptors loose in my house right now. But it's such a good thing you're doing, man. And you're sitting here, and tapping into emotions and letting people know that it's okay to hurt and talk about it and share the, I'm glad I was off camera there for a little bit when you were playing the song that you wrote after Bob passed, man. I mean, it's a great song, and I really appreciate you getting on tonight and sharing your music with us. And look, you're going to do big things, man. That business side of it, you've got it. Keep on going, keep on trucking. Hit me up if you need anything. Do this again. I do have to.
I don't live far from you, man. It's like a 2.5 hour drive from me. So
yeah.
Next time we do this, I'm just gonna drive over to your house.
You don't want to do that, man. There's velociraptors here, small children and everything. That one come in, dad, snot coming out of both nostrils. It's awesome. It's fun time. You remember that? How old's your little girl now?
Oh, she's 12, gonna be 13 this summer.
Wow.
A young woman now.
Yeah. Congratulations on your family and your music and what you got going for you. I've got to pay some bills here right quick. So this podcast was brought to you by roastersmarketplace.com. Let me pull up the right banner here. So we've got over 115 roasts available online right now from every coffee producing country out there, from 15 different roasters around the United States. So if you like small batch coffee or you really want some good coffee, jump on roastersmarketplace.com. Look through there. If you got any questions, messages on Facebook, I'll help you pick out a bag of coffee if you get too overwhelmed. Our next podcast is going to be on Saturday morning at 11 o'clock. I'm interviewing Veronica Sofer and Adriana Hernandez. They're the owners of the Vintage Box. It's a really cool vintage comic book subscription box that they do. Pop culture enthusiasts from Houston. I know Ronnie's my cousin through marriage, through family, and we're getting on and talking about really cool little boxes they put together with comic books, toys, games, and memorabilia and collectibles. So this Saturday morning at 11 o'clock, we'll be interviewing them and talking about that. Also, Sunday night at 7 p.m., we're doing another Meet Your Roaster episode where we'll be interviewing Chris from Rivet American Coffee Roasters in Indiana. So we've got a weekend full of podcasts and awesomeness. And Dom, I want to thank you for letting me use your music, man. It's on there. How I've got it set up on the podcast now, as you get about 30 seconds of it to start off, and then I finish out the whole song at the end of the podcast. And so I'll keep on doing that, man. I'm here to support you.
I appreciate a lot of that.
Hey, man, it's what we got to do. We helped each other a long time.
Right on.
All right. It was good seeing you. Good talking to you, brother. You have a great night. Thanks, man.
Will. You take care of them velociraptors.
Yeah. Have a good one.
All right.